Pandora's box becomes the magic that happens, and Pandora's box is like this. And this is going to be almost common sense. Like you guys are going to learn about this, and you're like, oh, okay, of course, but not quite, not until you actually see it and you understand um, really how this helps make decisions, right? So this is Pandora's box. Move this down here a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, like this. This is Pandora's box. It is the, just color this one the right color too, here, like this. Okay. It is the box that every single move lives in. Pandora's boxes inside of Pandora's boxes inside of Pandora's boxes, right? The holds and breaks on both sides, right? So this is the thing that happens, right? So you have everything working together here inside of Pandora's box. You have trends inside of trends, right? Now we'll just do like this one here, maybe like this, and let's move this one here like that, and then we're gonna have this here like this, and this here is going to be like this, and we got to redo a little bit here to properly illustrate this. This is what a Pandora's box starts to look like. I'm gonna run out of room. I should have done this somewhere else. Okay, we'll just stop it right there. Yep, blue, right? Then you'd have this down here like that, and you'd have this down here like this, and so forth and so forth and so forth as the game continues and you get into pink lines, which are legacy. We don't need to draw anything outside of this to illustrate what Pandora's box is. We are going to delete this because I want the space, right? So this is Pandora's box, and it simply starts here in this time frame, right? And so you have two hold levels, two break levels, and Pandora's box is almost like two sports teams, the game that gets played, right? Like a game of baseball. One team takes an attempt, then the other team takes an attempt, then the other team takes an attempt, then the other team takes an attempt, and so forth and so forth and so forth, right? So we are actually going to move these out, right? You're going to move this out here. You're going to move this out to here, something like that. So this is Pandora's box. You have two hold levels that are supported by two break levels. So you have a break level here and a break level here. This is the move down. This is the move up, right? Inside of that, you have a constant array of and the reason why I call it Pandora's box is simply because it kind of recreates itself over and over and over. Okay, so this is the game that gets played 24/7. This is going to be the segue into scalping. This is going to be the movement into everything as you guys know how to create moves, and something simply starts as this. You have a hold level and a hold level and a break level and a break level. So things will bounce between hold levels until something happens, right? This is almost like two baseball teams, right? Like team one is up to bat, it attacks trying to hit a home run, which is the break level. The hold level holds it, so fine, they strike out, or the inning is over for that team. Comes back down to see if this side can either support an attack on the hold level, or if it can break the move down to a break level. So this is kind of like how moves happen, right? Like this is Pandora's box. This is what happens. You have hold levels that target, like each side. You have two sides here. You have team one and team two, right? Just for simplicity's sake, team one is attempting to attack this level. Team two is attempting to attack this level. But this is how moves in the markets happen. They constantly go back and forth between hold levels, one against the other. So when you have the exhaustion of this being hit, this is over, the move is done, distribution happens. You now come down and see if this hold level can be hit right here. Inside of this, you are starting to create more Pandora's boxes. You are creating levels within levels within levels. You are creating breaks and holds within breaks and holds. So this up here, this move like this will have something like this, and it will come up and do this. Well, the problem is that creates this, right? That creates a hold level right there, right? So then you have a hold level right there. Let's see on the way down, first off, can this hold, right? So you kind of create these two hold levels, right? You're moving up and you create this attack up against it. And in the first part of this, you see if this can hold in order to attack the break level, right? Well, that's always how we see laddering. You start a move here, you ladder up, you ladder up, you ladder up, right? You constantly ladder up. So this is the testament of creating valleys and holding these hold levels moving up, right? So this is the first thing. Well, when this doesn't hold, what happens is you actually exhaust the move. So when this part of it doesn't hold, that's the start of distribution on the move. You attack this, you come down to see if it can hold. If it can hold, you go up and you maybe hit trend, and then you have another hold level here. So then you come like this and you scoop up and above to hit the break level, and then you're gone. So this is very much like the succession of Pandora's box on what it looks like. The next scenario is this when, let's keep going back. When this actually doesn't get held. So what happens is, actually, let's put that back for a second. What happens is you actually break this hold. You go like this and you break it down, right? Now it's this that has to hold you up. Now all you're doing is inversing Pandora's box, right? Like, so you always control I, right? Like that's everything. That's why the science works so well, is because it's all the same moves up and down. Now you are simply attempting to come up and see if you can attack this level. And in order to attack that level, you are going to have these hold levels that are created. Sometimes you'll stop at the inverse, hit this hold level right here, right? And then scoop back up at the break level. Sometimes you'll just go straight up to the break level. Sometimes you'll just do this and just go straight up to it. And there is no hold, right? But so being the attack of the higher range, right? Like that's the Pandora's box that starts, because even with inside of that, and let's back this up a little bit here. Even with inside of that, now what you have is you have the hold level there, right? So then you come down and you break and you do something like this where you attack this, right? And this is the hold level that you can see if you actually create hold here, right? Oops, wrong color. Green here. Do this. I should have just copied the other one. What am I doing? Hold on. Just copy this one, right? So now you have the hold level here, right? Followed by kind of the inverse break right here. Make this solid like that. And then inside of here, there will be the same thing. Very much so a break level here, followed by the hold level here, right? So then there will be another little micro valley, because what would have happened is this would have bounced off this here. It would have bounced like that and there. So that would have created another Pandora's box within it, right? So this would be like a Pandora's box within a Pandora's box. So now you would do this and you would zoom in even further. Hold levels with break levels, right? You have a hold level here that's trying to hold this move back down from coming up, and a break level here, which is going to scoop up against this in order to try to break that, in order to try to ladder up again, right? So this is kind of the arraying of a move and how it happens. And as you move out, and why I first drew the larger Pandora's box. And let's delete all of this stuff. We don't need this now because we're just starting to talk about the beginning of this move and how it happens, right? Don't need that, don't need this, don't need that, don't need that. So we broke down the micro scale of that, right? Like the very micro piece of that happens. So be it. You have Pandora's box, and so it comes like this, and it comes like this, and without breaking down the immediate time frames, it comes like this, and then it starts to reach a trend, right? So it starts to reach this trend, and this creates its own Pandora's box in here, right? It's always hold and break levels compressing against each other until you get that point where Pandora's box is tested, until if this level can continue to hold out here, then what does this look like? This looks like a hold level holding into trend, right? And then you break over, and now you're going up, starting to attack something else, right? You're starting to attack the hold level, or possibly the break level above trend, right? Something much like this, coming out to the larger part of trend, right? So now you've kind of destroyed this hold level because it's not holding anymore. So this hold level now gets moved inside of here, right? So now actually your hold level gets moved inside of here somewhere like that, right? And this hold level is yet to be defined. So then you have this trend break against that break. So now you're starting to set up the move against a global level, right? So now you're starting to set up either a global trend break or a global attack against a larger Pandora's box, because you've held a hold level, and this is what we always see, right? Like we see a hold level get hit, and if it holds for long enough, it will eventually go through trend, right? But before it can go through trend, it has the Pandora's box. And this is the parts of moves that always happen. So if you were to go to this, like this is like a little mini Pandora's box everywhere in this chart. They exist everywhere, right? Like there's a little Pandora's box in here that's targeting the bigger origin level, possibly there, or I guess right here, right now, would be the origin level, right? So you have maybe like this, you have, oops, wrong one. You have some kind of Pandora's box right here that is now targeting origin level up there, which is going to live within a larger Pandora's box that's happening, right? But this is how you see the moves unfolding, which is going to live in some kind of legacy hold level or Pandora's box right here. This is a legacy level right here, or your origin levels right there. Tested it, fails to close, loses the uptrend, creates the origin level, stops at the origin, which is going to be a larger Pandora's box right here. So you have, that's the value right there. So this would have been like this, and this part of the move would have been here, like this hold level there, legacy level out here, like that. And the same thing on the bottom. You would have had the leg break, wherever it is, right here, the lowest point in the chart. So I don't know, without breaking it down fractally, you can't tell. So maybe you have the legacy break there and the legacy hold right here, right? So this is the larger Pandora's box. So when you start to combine the Pandora's box, this is how you see the moves actually happening in the moment, right? So we have origin levels, we have trends, we have holds and break levels, and the Pandora's box is the attacking of the larger ranges that you can see, like right here, for example. This becomes tested perfectly. This is not a tested value here. Well, there is an origin level here actually, but that's fine because there's also one right here. This I would simply just mark as an just a normal blue level, because for illustration purposes, although this is I would not mark this blue on my own chart. If it meant something blue, it's just a level there to illustrate that it is another origin level, right? And there's one right here, and there's one right there. Just like we see these smaller parts down here, like you have a small one and you have a large one, and then you have a big break, right? You have a small one and then you have a large one. So in the future, when you break over this level, you're going to have a massive move up, probably something to the tune of this level right here, that original value. So when you break this, just like we saw on, I think it was, what point was that we looked at? Not BQX, but we looked at one before that. Ren had kind of like this 2-level break, like you target the first one, you target the second one, and then it fell, right? Or it targeted 2 and moved up, right? So in here, maybe it has a small one here, it targets that, it has the larger one there, comes up, it targets that, and then it has a big break to the origin level up top, right? So put some behind it, breaks to the origin level up top. So over time, this is going to be the first push up, this is going to be the second push up, and when this breaks, you're probably moving way the hell up here, like another 100%. So it's very much the same thing, right? Like, but this is just the Pandora's box. This is the way it works, right?
Hey everyone, how's it going? As you know, I'm now giving out some of this content for free that I was otherwise charging for the past little while. Yeah, drop a donation, subscribe to the channel, join Patreon. You'll get access to Discord. Great way. Lots of top level traders in there, people who are doing this for a career every single day. So go to Patreon, join a tier, get access to Discord. Go on Reddit, talk about future of trading, talk about the science of trading, talk about cotton candy, socials, everything you can. Let's help this thing grow. It's the way you guys can thank me for giving out this content for free that I was otherwise charging money for. So I'll leave a Bitcoin address on the screen. I'll leave the Patreon address on the screen. Just do something to help out. Okay, thanks guys. Take care.